Hello, everyone. You're welcome to Science Podcast with Akerele Oladimeji Philip. How has been your week and all? Is so glad to be with you. On today's edition of the podcast, I shall be talking about the continuing the crash class I started on Ijmb classes for my students, and today I'll be talking about the COCOYAM, tilapia fish, and transverse section of the liver, and I'm also going to add the internal and structure of birds also. All right. Probably you don't have the first video, you can always get it through the link. All right, now the first thing I start with is the tilapia fish. Let me tell you something very important here. The tilapia fish we talk about here are of different genuses and also of different species. However, the one I wrote here is Oreochromis and Niloticus, which is Nile tilapia, and Nile tilapia is the one we have in Nigeria, mostly in African countries. So it means that we have blue tilapia and all. So, but the one that I think you should encounter in your exam should be the one Nile tilapia, which is what is common in Africa here. But either way, tilapia, most of them belong to this genus. All right. Now, why is it called tilapia? Why is it called tilapia? Because it's a Pisces, that's class Pisces. So you might want to read up that classification. But bear in mind that it's hard for you to see from kingdom to species for one particular one, because like I said, we have different species. So it simply means that the one of Nile tilapia will have different genus from the one that is let's say Philippines tilapia. So we have different ones. So for this reason, you might not be able to have everything arranged when I arrange the one of ginger. Are we clear? Now the reason is because the body is covered with scales. It has some presence of paired fins, I beg your pardon, the presence of lateral lines, presence of operculum, gill cover and all. Now, the next slide will talk about the diagram of the structure of the fish. However, it is very important and very, very important for you to review the characteristics of bony fish. You can get this from your textbook, whether O level or advanced level, as it were. But it is very important to read up these things. All right. Yes, this is a sketch. This one is a sketch of tilapia fish. It's easy to draw. You could zoom if you have to. You just pause the video like I told you. Pause the video, then you could draw it. Now, each of these things you are seeing, I will show you in a real picture. The next slide: the nostrils, the cheek or the operculum, as it were. The cheek. We have the operculum behind it. We have the different kind of fins. Now, this very tilapia you are seeing here, it has just let me say one single. It looks as though the dorsal fin is one. It's as if it's one structure, but in reality it's more than that. So take note of that. So you're meant to draw your fins differently. Are we clear? I want you to follow the pattern of the next slide you're going to see now and look at the scales. So like you told me that you should draw scale that overlap. That's very, very essential. And you might not have to draw the scales all the way. You only do scales on one part to show that it has scales, to confirm whatever you're going to write later that, okay, yes, really it has scales. All right? Now this is the structure I'm talking about. You could see here that it has two dorsal fin, spiny one, and the soft dorsal fin. That's what I was trying to tell you. So you might want to use this pattern to draw. Even though it looks as though it's one structure, you can see there's a difference, there's a space between them. Now each of those things, I don't know how you might be asked, but you might be asked to talk about each of the things it has. What are its adaptive features that it uses to survive? It has fins. It has a lateral line. That's one thing you don't want to forget. It has lateral line for detection of vibration. Immediately, any predator, probably someone wants to use hook and line to catch it. Those are use hook to fish. This lateral line here, this black dot here, is what it uses to detect that, even without looking up. And also remember that thing. It has a what is that called? Counter shading, which means the dorsal part of it and the ventral part of it is dark, which makes it not detectable by predators. Now, talking about this internal structure, there's something here called swim bladder. Swim bladder is what makes it to maintain buoyancy. Buoyancy is what makes it float. That's what that means. So you might want to pause the video here, look at each of these structures. It has kidney, it has gills. That is the structure of gaseous exchange. Then what have you? Reproductive part, everything. Pancreas. It has heart. That reminds me, yes. The heart of Pisces, whether it is bony or cartilaginous, is having one ventricle and one auricle. All right. If you actually read through the characteristics, you should be able to have that there. All right. And they are oviparous in the sense that they lay eggs, and their method of reproduction is what? External. It means that the female tilapia or the fish will lay its egg outside. Please bear in mind, it's not all fishes that are oviparous. Are we clear? Because whale don't do that. They are mammals. So let's don't get things confused here. And those ones give birth to their babies alive. So this one, they are oviparous, and they lay eggs out inside the water, and most times the male then fertilizes it. All right. So it's not so the fertilization is external, and also not only is it external, but it's also wasteful. All right, most times. However, we have some species of whether tilapia or what type of fish like that when it has given birth to its young ones, and the young fishes can also run into its mouth for safety, but that is rare. But in most cases, fertilization and reproduction in fishes are wasteful. Please bear that in mind. All right. Yes, sorry, I didn't talk about the economic importance of that, but it's straightforward. You can always think about it. It is edible, it is source of income and all right, and source of protein. So you can always talk about what protein does to the body. All right, the next thing here is the liver. The liver is soft and pliable. That means it is tender and situated under the upper parts. Sorry about that. Is situated something is missing here. The liver is soft and pliable and situated at the upper parts of the abdominal cavity, just below the diaphragm. Sorry for the typographical error, I didn't get that on time. All right, so that's just below the diaphragm. Now the liver is divided into two large lobes, the right and the left lobe. So it means that the right lobe is larger now, and it's divided by what? Falciform ligaments of the peritoneum. You see that shortly. And the right lobe is further divided into what? Into two lobes, and those are caudate and we have quadrate lobe and caudate. I mean these two things here, the caudate and the quadrate and the caudate. Please take note of that the quadrate and caudate. I'm sorry for that. So the thing is this. So that means in all we have four lobes of the liver. We have two major ones, the right and the left. Then the right is now further divided into two. All right. Now there's something here in the liver. We have something called lobes. We have what we call lobules. Are we together? Now that means we have lobes. The inside lobes have lobules. Now there's something, we have different type of lobules. There's one particular one called classical lobules. Classical lobule is meant to have something called portal triads. You might talk about this when we get to the T section of liver. We'll see that shortly. Now, portal triads is made up of hepatic, portal artery, portal vein, bile duct, and lymphatic vessel. This is very important. In fact, when you get to your 200 level, you will see this same thing. This portal triad is something very important, that when you're talking about the T section of the liver, you don't want to forget that. And you might be asked to mention the things you see within the T section of the liver. We'll see that shortly. All right. Now this is the liver. Like I said, this is the right and left lobe here. It is separated by what? The falciform ligament. All right. Now you can see that the right lobe is bigger and the left lobe is what? Smaller. Now this this is the anterior view of the liver. Then let's see the posterior view now. The posterior view of the liver looks like this, and that's how you can see the gallbladder here, and the biliary tree, all those greenish thing. This is the biliary tree. This one here, all this thing that looks like the branches of tree are called biliary tree. You can see where the bile used to enter the duodenum here, at this dot here, around this place here. All right, so please take note of this whole thing. So this is the posterior view now. So it now means that this larger right lobe is further divided into two, the quadrate and the caudate lobes. All right, now this is just a slide showing the portal triad I told you about. Make it, that structure I told you is made up of four things: portal artery, portal vein, lymphatic vessels. All right, I think it's here. Okay, yes, the hepatic, portal artery, portal vein, bile duct, and the lymphatic vessels. All right, so those are the things we have inside the portal triad. Please take note of this. This is not the main slide. I just want to show you that. So this is what is called classical liver lobule. Like I told you, liver lobule is inside each of the lobes, whether it is the major ones or the smaller ones. Are we together? If you can remember what I told you, that inside the bronchus we have bronchioles. So then from bronchioles we have what? Smaller bronchioles. Then we have the air sac. So this one too is the same thing. Lobules is found inside the lobes. All right, and each of the lobules have something called portal triad, and the portal triad is made up of 4 components, which I've shown you in the previous slides. All right. Yes, this is what you might have to put in your head. Sincerely, I don't know if you'll be asked to see the T section of the liver like this, or you just have to write on it. I don't know how it's going to be, but most likely you are going to see something like this under the microscope. Now you can see here, this is the bile duct, hepatic portal, and hepatic artery, the portal vein. Now if you are very observant, you will see that the bile duct, hepatic artery, portal vein, the 3 of them forms the portal triad, except that the lymphatic vessel is not added here. All right, so you can see that the thing is circled around something. This is what you see under the microscope if it is seen as in the T section, because T section is not something you see with ordinary eyes. Out together, then you can see the hepatic cords, central vein, and all. Then these sinusoids, the liver cells, which are called the hepatocytes. All right. So please let me go back there so that you can see that once more. Please take note of this diagram. It's very important. You might pause it, look at it. All right. So that liver cells are otherwise called hepatocytes. All right. Now, what are the functions of the liver? Well, it's very important you go through the functions of the liver here. You can see this. I've given you this already in your notes, and you can also even check it, read more about this. Yes, that reminds me. Please do not forget, if you are asked to talk about disease of the liver, remember that you have cirrhosis, you have gallbladder infection. What was that called? We have liver abscesses. You have what other thing? Gallstone. That's what I was going to say. Gallstone. Then we have edema. No, sorry, edema is for kidney. I'm sorry for that. We have disease of the liver. We have jaundice. Yes, we have jaundice. So please read up all the disease of the liver also, because you never can tell what you'll be asked. So, like I said, review the disease of the liver. The ones I can remember now are jaundice, liver abscess, gallstone, and what's it called? Cirrhosis. So we have a lot of them. All right. Now we come to cocoyam. Cocoyam are herbaceous perennial plants belonging to the family Araceae, and are grown primarily for their edible roots. All right. Although all parts of the plant are edible, yes, because that's true. Because I have friends that were from Sierra Leone, and they used to cook the leaf of cocoyam, so some can eat it. In fact, people eat it. So now cocoyams, are cultivated as food crops, and they belong to either the genus of Colocasia or the genus Xanthosoma. Now this is very important. When I was actually trying to prepared this, I saw a lot of species. So be very careful now. So, and a lot of genuses also. So you can see here that, but the most common one I think we are going to use, or you are going to find out, is going to be the Colocasia. All right, and are generally composed of large spherical corms swollen underground stem. That's what corms are. All right, please. Like rhizome in ginger, that one is a crawling stem, but this one is a swollen underground stem, which is called corms. All right. Now this is how it looks like, even though it's I don't know why it looks like the cocoyam you know, but this is how it looks like. And you could see the scale leaves growing from the corms. Now you can see another daughter corms. That one can be cut off to be grown also, depending on the species of the cocoyam we are talking about. Alright, propagation is okay. Cocoyam is vegetatively propagated from headset, that is the top part, or suckers, which establish quickly and give highest rate of survival. Now it depends on species, like I told you. Some it happens that you can actually grow this daughter corms, or you could just cut off part of this that is going to grow. It depends on the species. We have some cocoyam that grows in swampy area. Those ones, just a little peel of it grows. But the one we have around us that we grow here and there, well, that one might demand that you cut the corms. All right. Now, what are the diseases and the pests of cocoyam? We have the dashing mosaic virus, the Colocasia bobon disease, which is caused by virus also. Then we have the taro blight. Now, like I said, please, it is very important you read more on this. Most of these cocoyam and all, they are something you just read on them. I'm not so sure the question on them will be elaborate, sincerely. All right, you might be asked, and that reminds me, you might be asked to compare cocoyam with ginger. Remember the fact that ginger is rhizome while this is corm, and you can always just compare your make comparisons. All right. Yes, the internal structure of birds. Now, since I don't really know which of the birds you'll be asked to use or will be given to you in the exam, but this is a general thing. All birds belongs to class Aves under phylum Chordata. Agreed. Now this is a structure of a bird, just showing the internal anatomy of a bird. Now it's not specific. You see the brain there, the yellow thing. You can see the buccal cavity, the beak, and everything. Now you should know that birds does not have a separate urinary system. So that's why you call it urogenital system. We'll see that shortly. Now, and there's something people used to say in Yoruba land that, or not Yoruba land, that adie kinto. It's true because they don't urinate. However, they pass out watery stool. That's because their large intestine has been joined to their cloaca. So their cloaca serves, this cloaca you have here, it serves the function of reproduction, excretory. Are we together? So it means that it is used to remove feces, which is watery feces, because it doesn't have a separate urethra. So it just comes, the kidney too is also connected to the digestive tract, so that the water from the kidney is going to the sheath, then it mixes with the sheath, so that's why it's watery, and that one connects to the cloaca. So it means that the cloaca is also used for laying eggs, for also passing out feces. All right. So this is a summary of the internal structure. You might pause the video to take a look at that. All right, this is just the digestive tract of the bird alone. So you might pause the video, you might rehearse the drawing. You never can tell what they ask you to draw from it, and try to get familiar with each of these things. Let me show you another slide. Yes, this one I want to talk about the process of egg formation within birds, and I'm using chicken here. However, this applies to virtually every bird that lays egg. In fact, to some reptiles too. Now you could see here that we have number one, we have fertilization may occur in the infundibulum. You will see that short. I will show you a diagram on that. Then it moves to, it spends about 15 minutes there. Then in the magnum, glands supply the egg with its albumen or egg white. All right. Then from there it moves into the it's called the uterus, where it creates calcium-rich eggshell. Then from there, sorry, that's not where it moves. It moves to ischium. Sorry, ischium. That's not so. You will see that in the next slide. Don't worry. So the egg moves to the ischium. So it means, let me start again. It moves from the infundibulum to the magnum, from the magnum to the ischium, from ischium to the uterus, where egg is being shell is being added to the egg. You see that here, almost complete egg. All right. Then you will see this better now. Now this is actually a reproductive system, a urogenital system of a bird. Life. This is not a diagram. This is a picture that was snapped. Now you could see the eggs here. You could see this whitish one. So you will know that this is the uterus actually, and this place is going to, these yellowish things are the different eggs yet to be formed totally. All right. So you could see. So it means that the thing moves through this oviduct, this tube-like thing is the oviduct, till it gets to the uterus where the shell is added. All right. Yes, this is what I'm talking about here. You could see here, the ovary is where we have the different immature ova, that's plural of ovum or eggs. Then you could see the infundibulum, that is where the fertilization takes place. Then after fertilization takes place, the fertilized egg moves down to the magnum, then to the ischium, then to the uterus. So it is the uterus where what's it called? This thing is added. Now it's very important to know the event in each of these places and how each of them looks like. Why? Because if you are given a structure like this, it might be the real picture I've shown you, or it might be a picture, whatever it is. If you know how it looks like, then you can imagine, because they might tell you, okay, what takes place, what the question might be, okay, they might mark, let's say for example, they just label infundibulum, and they ask you what is the name of this part here. You might even just ask, what's the name of the specimen you have seen? Okay, this is the female reproductive part of a bird. Agree. You can say urogenital part of a bird. Agreed. Now of a female bird, let me put that, because you have to say female, because the one of male is a bit different from that. Now when you say female urogenital system of a bird, fine. Now you now ask, okay, this part has been labeled, what is the name? Then you may now ask you, what is the function of this part? So you must know what happens in the infundibulum, the magnum, the ischium, and the uterus. And I think I've told you that already. All right. Then you could see here, like I told you, that the reason why chicken doesn't urinate separately is because the kidney is connected to the large intestine, and the reason why the kidney and the chicken or the birds does not have different opening for removing feces and passing and laying of eggs, because here you can see that the large intestine has been connected to the cloaca, so and the vagina too is also to the cloaca, so everything is through this cloaca. So when the male cock mates with the chicken, the sperm will enter through the cloaca to the vagina, then to the uterus, go up like that to go and fertilize the egg at the ovary, at the infundibulum here, once the egg is matured. All right. Then also, if the chicken also, or the bird wants to remove its waste product too from the large intestine to what? To the cloaca, the same thing, then to the outer thing, which is the vent itself. So it means that the cloaca is a common tube for reproduction and for excretion, as it were. That's why we call it urogenital system, as it were. All right. Now, what I will do here is I will just you pause the video to look at what is here. Once you pause the video, you read what is there. You can even screenshot so that you can be able to zoom it. Here it talks about how many hours, or the length of the infundibulum, the magnum, the ischium, and the uterus, or which is called the shell gland. Then the time the egg spends in each of these parts and the function. This is very important. So this is very, very important. Like I said, I don't want to be wasting time in each of this. You just pause it, read, write it, or screenshot it so that you can zoom it. All right. Now also this, you pause here, you read, you pause to read, because you have a lot of information that you might need actually, even for your real exam, as it were. All right. All right. All right. Now fertilization It's just one thing I think I should talk about. Even though I ought to have talked about that, you might pause the video also to see what happens. What this blastodisc. This is very, very essential. Please read it. All right, this is a fertilized egg. A fertilized egg. You can see how it looks like here. You can see how it looks like there. This is the egg after once it has started developing. All right. Now this is the male urogenital system for birds. Even though it's not that clear. It's not that clear. Sorry about that. And that reminds me. Sorry, let me make a correction here. This vas deferens. That's a wrong spelling. So it's meant to be D. Vas deferens is going to be DI double F. Sorry, single F E RENS, not difference of like is it adverb or whatever of different. No, not that, please. You can also pause it. This one, what from that diagram you see, the next slide is talking about the male reproductive system of birds. So you could just pause it. You can see it. They do not have penis. No, they don't have penis. What they have is just glauca. All right. Just pause the video to write. All right, with that, I think I've come to the end of this crash program, as it were. Now, what I'm going to do for you the next video is I'm going to talk to you more on your exams. And after you've seen this video, if there be any question you have or something you think I should expatiate on, please let me know so I could communicate to you, maybe in form of video or through call or through WhatsApp. Either way, just let me know. I can record my voice and send it to you through WhatsApp if need be. So please always put this in your mind. This exam is going to come and go, but it's going to come and go for good. See yourself that you're going to pass it, not because you are proud, no, but because you are meant to be a champion. Like I will send you a video that talks about the fact that for you to be alive, it means that when the sperm that during fertilization, a lot of sperms were released. Now millions of sperm were released, and it's only one sperm that's always fortunate enough to hit the egg. So it means that you and myself, our sperm won the race amongst all the millions of sperms. That means you're a champion. That's why I said I am a champion. I don't know how about you. So please work with this mindset. Read and study hard. There's nothing so hard about this exam. Maybe you've not written it before. You've written it before. It doesn't really matter. Please, you are a champion. Always remember that. And I wish you all the best. Thank you.